Welcome to the Eastgate Podcast. This is
Let's Talk About It
with Lawana Schrieffer and Nate Prepelka. We dive into tough questions, real-life challenges, and what it means to walk with Christ. All right, so when this episode comes out, it'll have been a month since we've done our teaching. I did a life skills workshop for the youth, and you had finished your, I guess when this comes out, it'll have been 2 weeks since you finished your study on Job. So
you've been busy.
Yeah. How was your study on Job? Do you want to start with that, or did you want to ask me about life skills?
I'll ask you about life skills.
Okay.
I was kind of jealous when I saw the setup for your life skill class that you had put together with Janelle and Annie for the youth, and not just youth. Like, what was the age range?
Middle and high school.
Middle and high school, yeah. I'm not in middle high school, and I was like, I would really like to be in that class to see what they're doing, because it looked like it was so much fun. So what made you come up with that idea in the first place?
It was a lot of fun.
Thanks.
So it was kind of just like after I had graduated high school, I kind of felt ill-prepared for the adults world. And I had just after high school, I had this idea of, it'd be super cool if there was like a class to learn all these different life skills and, to help prepare people for for adulting. And so I don't know, something just got into me this year, and I'm like, this is something that I want to do.
Yeah.
And so I spent a few months, putting together a whole curriculum and presentation and everything, and making little activities and games to apply, all this the skills that we learn and all that. Yeah.
When you said that, what came to mind is like how much you are like, I cannot wait till I'm 18, or I can't wait till I'm 21. I cannot wait till I can make my own decisions. You're so super excited about the freedom you think becoming older is going to bring you. You're not very prepared or even thinking about, or even know that this is something you're going to have to think about, is how to get all the practical stuff done. It's just like, oh my gosh, I can sleep in if I want to. It's like I'm going to be free.
Yeah, you do get more freedom, but with freedom comes more responsibility.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Power and freedom, it's a flip side of every coin.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did you decide, what were the life skills you wanted to address in this time?
So I narrowed it down to, I kind of put it together as like a walk through everything built off of the last thing. So we start with how to get a job. So we went over information of resumes, what they are, filling out job applications. We did that during the workshop. We filled out job applications, what to look for in interviews, what jobs expect, things like that. Then the next section was budgeting. So now we're making money.
Yeah.
We need to learn how to manage it. So we went over all that. We built a little simple budget. All the kids got little job cards that had a job title, how much money they were making, and how many hours they worked. So we did budgeting, and then after budgeting, we did time management.
Oh.
Yeah. So with that, we talked about managing our time, making time for devotions and things like that. And we made little 1 week schedules.
Yeah.
Where we had so many hours for doing chores. We had to put in our work hours and all that and try to fit everything on the schedule. Then there was, what was the next one? Cooking basics and
Wow.
Meal planning and cooking basics.
Yeah.
So with that one, we went over, all those different things. We talked about like knife safety,
Oh my God.
fire safety,
Yeah.
budget-friendly meals, budget-friendly ingredients that last for a while. So like canned and dried goods.
Right.
Stuff like that. And with that one, we did a meal plan, put together a meal plan, and we put together a little shopping list.
Wow. You guys went through a lot.
Yes.
Because it was only 3 days, right?
It was 2 days.
Oh, wow.
So the first 3 subjects we did the first day, and then the last day we did the cooking and meal plan basics. And then the last subject was home maintenance. Okay. So we talked about different things to do for home maintenance, like
changing light bulbs.
Changing labels, air filters, changing air filters, stuff to look out for that.
Yeah.
Making sure everything's clean and tidy. And
because we live in Florida, and you want that AC to work.
Right. Exactly. So for that activity, we had some little scenarios we went over, and stuff like if your fire alarm's beeping, what do you do?
Call your mom.
If you open your if you open your fridge and it smells bad, what do you do with that? So different things like that. Yes, that's important. Call your parents. If you don't know what to do, contact somebody who does. That was something that we stressed during that section. So then after those 5 subjects, we had a team challenge where we went through, we pretty much did repeat activities from each of those sections, but as a team.
Okay.
So it was like the scenario was, you're moving into an apartment together. So, you have to, create a budget, a schedule where all of you are on it, meal plan and all that. And then the last one we did, we used their meal plans, and I had little grocery ingredients I spread out throughout the church, and they had to go shopping to find their ingredients for their meals.
This sounds even better than I was thinking it was. I definitely want you to do one for adults.
I would love to. Yeah, I'd love to go deeper into it. The kids even said they wanted to go deeper into how to cook.
Yeah.
We didn't really do that.
Right.
We just went over the basics, cooking equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And ingredients and meals. But yeah, I would absolutely love to do
that sounds
one for
amazing.
adults. Go into taxes and
oh my gosh,
a lot more boring stuff that's not going to hold the kids' attention.
Right. I wonder if it helps the kids see their parents a little bit differently, because when you're living a life where you just open a refrigerator and stuff is in there versus the reason we have this stuff is because dad and mom are going somewhere doing a job for all these hours, It's funny that we dream of being an adult and we think it has all this freedom, but we're living with people who are adults and they're not living the life that we're envisioning we're going to be able to live because they're working, right? But yeah, it's just that disconnect. It's so funny.
Yeah, with the time management activity where we're creating the schedules, one of the things was, man, I don't have time for anything. All my time's filled up. And then with the meal planning, I had a section for snacks, and we had the prices for all the ingredients and everything. And one of the realizations there was, wow, snacks are expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
When you were talking about doing the group activity where they all moved into an apartment together, that happened to me when I was at college. So when I went off to college, I was in a dorm, and it was, they assigned us, and you have meal plan. You're just sleeping in the same room. It's not necessarily, or you had to have cooperation for stuff. But when I moved into an apartment with 3 other girls, wow, that required some serious conversations. And the first thing we tried to do, and it only happened once and it didn't happen well, was we were we will go with groceries. We'll go in together with groceries. So we all go to the grocery store and we're all buying these, let's get the bananas and let's get the walnuts. And we're oh my God. We get this $400 grocery bill. We shopped at Publix. We get this $400. Then you get home, it's I didn't really want bananas. And it's because you didn't have a plan. Like we didn't have a
Right.
plan. We didn't have a budget. It was like some people could maybe afford more than you could, and because we're like we're gonna all buy the groceries together, and it just feels so good, and it's like we're splitting it. But you don't have any kind of parameters for what to say yes to and what to say no to. So yeah, I like the idea of not just a budget, because I used to think like a budget is bad. That means you can't have something. But I think more so a budget is just telling you you have to be careful with your yeses and your nos, and you want to prioritize what you're saying yes to.
Right. Yeah. We phrase it as it's a way to for you to have control over your money and not your money having control over you. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like fun. My son is 21 now, but he moved out like right before he finished high school. He lived with his brother, and then one day he called me. He was like, "Oh my gosh, I had to make so many decisions. I have to know how to do this." It's not like he couldn't, but it was just a lot more mental.
Yeah, that's something I should have added that to the life skills. The mental fatigue,
Yes.
or decision fatigue,
Yes.
As an adult. Yeah, you have to make a lot of
All
decisions.
these decisions.
Yeah.
You know you're hungry, but what are you going to eat?
Right. Yeah.
Somebody has to decide that, and it's you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny. I love that though. It sounds fun.
Yeah. Yeah. We had a really good time. We had, I think, 18 signups
Wow.
and 13 kids showed up.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
turnout. Yeah.
No, it was good. It was a good group. Everybody just kind of got along, and it was a really fun time. We talked about maybe turning it into an overnight camp for next year, which could be fun. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and hope I can continue.
I think they'll love it enough. You can. They'll be like, Mr. Nate, when are we going to do that again?
Yeah.
And they invite more people. So yeah, that's fun. I think one thing you might like communicating. One time I was at work, and one of the things was like communications. It was a communication thing. So they said, make a grocery list. You have a partner, and you tell your partner what you want. So it's like, I need a gallon of milk, I need bread, and I would like some peanut butter. And then she said, what kind of milk? I'm assuming they know what kind of milk, but they don't know what, is it whole milk? Is it, they don't know. Is it, it wasn't enough specifics. And then it was like, what kind of bread? Like whole wheat, butter, like what brand, and then the peanut crunchy, smooth, natural, organic. Like, yeah. I mean, we assume a lot in our communications.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. A section about communicating would be good. We talked about in the job help section about communicating with your employer and stuff like that. And then in the home maintenance section, we talked about communicating with your roommates.
Yeah.
Early.
Yes.
And, communicating expectations, stuff like that. We talked a little bit about communication, but yeah, I think a communication section would be good.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
And then like a section dedicated to cooking.
Yeah, that would be fun.
And I'd so love to do like a cooking class.
Yeah.
But we don't really have
the space or the equipment.
The equipment for that here. But
Not yet.
maybe one day in the future.
Yet. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for telling us about it. It sounds like it was a great experience for the kids, and you became the solution to a problem you noticed. That was the first thing I thought. When we were in situations where we're like, I really wish da-da-da-da-da, and then you became that answer to that wish.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hope it wasn't one of those situations where I created a solution to a problem that I also created.
No, you just had some awareness, and you're like, there's a gap between childhood and adulthood that we don't really address in every area. So let me make that happen. And you did.
Yeah, it was cool. I really enjoyed it. So how was your study of Job?
This is so funny because I was like, we're not going to do it. I did a study in January and for like 6 weeks, and I was like, okay, we're done until the fall. And then one day I was like, I just miss being in a study. I miss hanging out and talking to other women. And somehow Job became the topic that I was like, yeah, you know what? This summer we should be talking about Job, the book that people always think about for suffering, So yeah, in 2 weeks we got it together. What I loved about it is that it is something we all experience. So right away, you're coming into something that everybody's going to have been touched in their life, something unexpected, something painful, something challenging. And so we're already on like a even level, even playing field. What I love, one of the things it taught me, I tend to be a person who thinks she needs to fix things. So if somebody has a problem, I'm like, oh, you could try to give them like 5 steps of a solution. Like, you could do this and you could do this. And one of the first things that she taught, it was led by Beth Moore. One of the first things we look at is how a lot of times people don't need you to fix things. They need you to be able to sit with them in their pain and hold it, not try to make it better and not try to get them to get over it. It's like Job's friends come and they sit with him for 7 days. I mean, they kind of mess up it. But they sit with him for 7 days. And so sometimes when I've been challenged not to try to make something happen in that space where people are in pain, like try to make them laugh or, you know what I mean? Try to, eliminate the pain. You can't. So people need to be safe to sit in their pain without trying to make other people feel better.
Yeah, when you go through those emotions and process them.
Yeah, and it takes time, however much time it takes. That was one thing.
That's cool.
The second thing she said was like, go by what the family is doing. If they're talking about the person, like especially if it's like a death, and they're like thinking of stories of the past and they're laughing, do that. But if they're not, don't do that. You want to go with what the family is expressing. And it can feel awkward, like you're just sitting there, but that's the comfort, not the,
yeah,
not you trying to eliminate any kind of distress.
Yeah, I know too, like, I guess not really, I guess it could be with grieving, but also like if somebody's dying, or sick or something, just kind of like, not being condescending and like treating them like they're that way, but just treating them like a person. Yeah, I know that's important.
It's tough, right?
Yeah,
it's tough.
I went through a situation recently where someone was passing, and I'm not great in those situations. No. It's hard. It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. Yeah.
And yeah.
Can you sit in discomfort?
Right. Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's hard to be a normal person and treat someone like a normal person.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah.
It's wild. I also I think in the study, I learned that God responds to Job, but he doesn't answer his question. And God's kind of funny about it, actually, on this side of it, in that he's like, where were you there when I created? I mean, he just goes through all of creation, because Job is understandably hurt. Like, he doesn't understand why this has happened. One of the things she points out in the book that I had never thought about is like Job loses his family, his property, his status. Like, Job is well known, he's well respected, he has all these things, and he's known to be as a good person. And back then, and I think we still do this now, when there's a loss, you think the person has done something wrong. Like, loss comes because you messed up, right? Like, he's clean out. But one of the things I had never looked at that she brings out is that Job is questioning, like, he has a relationship with God, and where is God? It's not only the kids and the property, but it's like, what has happened between me and God? Like, he is lost his relationship with God. Job felt like he was somebody that God talked to. They were friends, and now this has happened. So where is God? And that's what we ask, right? When something like loss, or even something really challenging, or chronic illness, or something that we cannot overcome in our own strength, it's like, where is God? Where is God now? And I had never thought about the fact that felt like he had lost that friendship with God. And I think maybe of all the things he lost, that was the biggest hit, it's like, but I have a good relationship with God. It's not something I've done. That's what his defense was. It's like, I know I have not done something to earn this. And then God is quiet. Like, where is God when you lose things, when things happen in your life? And God doesn't say, Job, this is what happened and this is why this happens to you. He says, I created you. I created those kids. I created everything. You know, he's like, were you there when I set the stars or the sun? Like, can you do any of this stuff? And yeah, sometimes God doesn't answer us. Do we still trust God? Is what the question is. What happens in your relationship with God if you don't have the answers that you're looking for? Can you still trust God when he doesn't show up the way you want him to?
Yeah, that's hard stuff to wrestle with. So
I love that you said wrestle, because that was the other thing I learned. God doesn't mind us wrestling. It's fine to ask questions. He's open to it. It doesn't mean he's going to answer you the way you want, but God knows you're human. He knows that you need certainty, even though what we want certainty is, and he doesn't provide. He provides certainty in his character, not certainty in everything's going to work out the way we want, but that we will be okay because he's with us, right? But God, so he wasn't mad. You know, he's not mad when you question, like, I don't understand this. This is hard. This is a hard thing to hold when you're supposed to be a good God. And I don't think God's upset about that.
Talking to God and not getting answers reminded me of something I saw recently. Terry Crews, of all people, he was doing an interview, and he was talking about Mother Teresa and how she was talking about prayer. And I guess somebody asked her, how do you pray? And she says, I listen. And then they say, well, what do you hear God say? And she says, he listens too. That completely changed, reframed, my ideas about prayer.
My gosh.
Like, I'm listening to God and he's listening too. Like, I feel like, I've always had to say something. Like, I had to bring something to God.
Yeah.
But yeah, that just completely, and I feel like that's, in Job's situation or any situation where we're like that, sometimes we're just listening to each other.
Yeah. I think my heart just kind of like pitter patter. Like, I don't know. It just feels overwhelming. Here's the thing too, like in Job, you realize, like, what do you think God owes you? That was a question I asked the ladies. I was like, things happen in our life or just regular, like it doesn't even have to be a bad thing. And do we think God owes us explanations? Like, do we think we're equal to God? And that's really what he's showing. Not that we can't ask questions, not that things can't be hard, but we kind of is like Satan, like we kind of get pride. Like there's we get to demand like something from God when we don't. But the man, that idea that he's listening and that you're listening, that's the part I have trouble with. Like, I pray and then I walk away and it's like, you are not usually listening.
Right.
Wow, that's a good one. That is really good. I'm going to put that in my text group. Yeah, so I really realized, like, the book of Job is a great book because it's such an extreme loss. It's a great book because it shows that God is near you in those losses. It's such a good book because it shows that you can wrestle with what's happening in your life, and God's not upset about that. And it's not that God replaced all his kids or replaced all that stuff. That part, and this is what she said today. It's like you leave the book of Job with still more questions. It's not a satisfying book. It's not like the happy ending. Like, even though God restores, he restores the wealth, he restores children, like Job get double those things, but it's not he's still lost. It doesn't eradicate the loss. It's just Job gets to hold both. the loss of all that stuff and a restoration, it doesn't replace, though. It doesn't eradicate the first thing. And I think that's one of the things that we have to learn in life. It's like you can hold, sometimes you're required to hold both. A loss, like when people have rainbow babies, they've had a loss and they have a pregnancy that ends in a baby. So they got a baby, but it doesn't replace the loss.
Right.
At the same time.
Yeah. Mm.
So can you still find God good when you're suffering? And I think you can. But it's okay if it takes a while.
Absolutely.
That's what I learned.
Cool.
Hey.
I like that. It's super insightful. I've been wanting to do a study of Job.
You've
myself.
got a long list of things that you want to do.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I my problem is I dive too deep into things and then like I get burnt out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, I don't want to deal with this anymore. But no, it's it's cool. I need to learn how to take little bites off of things.
Yeah. You don't have to eat the whole buffet piece.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we can end it there, or we can kind of talk a little bit about our experience doing a teaching on Sunday morning.
Yeah, we could talk about that for a few minutes.
So we covered Matthew chapter 26 verses 1 through 17, I think it was. We talked about the religious leaders' plot to kill Jesus, the woman with the alabaster jar, and then Judas, but going to the religious leaders, to betray Jesus. It was a really cool experience.
Yeah.
Doing a deep dive into a smaller section of verses like that and trying to come up with something to say about it.
Yeah.
It was really cool. I was happy to have a partner to do it with. That made it a lot easier for me that we could, work off of each other. And it was super nerve-wracking Sunday morning.
Oh my gosh.
Up until it.
I was sweating.
Yeah. And
I was sweating.
Trying my hardest not to rush through everything.
Yeah.
Like just slowing down and taking the time to go through it. I'm just like, my instinct is just rush through this and get off the stage.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so funny because at the end I say to Nate, I was like, so how long were we up there? I felt like a long time. He was like, he said his watch. He said, we were up there 17 minutes. I thought it was like 45 at the least. You're like 17 minutes. I'm like, oh my God. And that was going slow. But it felt like forever.
Yeah.
It felt like forever.
Yeah. No, but I'm happy we did it.
Yeah.
It was cool that to be trusted enough to do that, to share our take on those verses with the community that we were a part of.
Did people come up to you afterwards? Did you get any comments?
Nobody came up to me, but I have heard comments that we did a good job. I think the main thing that I heard was how well we worked together.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, go listen to our podcast.
Yeah, we have a podcast.
Yeah.
What I liked about it was stretchy. It leaned into Nate saying like God's in the discomfort. God calls you into uncomfortable positions to stretch you, to grow you, to produce perseverance and endurance. When she first said it, I think it was maybe in January or something, and Nate and I try to push it back as far as we can. So January, she tells us, and then we didn't do it until June. But what I didn't realize, it made me see how sermons don't just come, like I just want a stream of consciousness, and I'm like, yes, we're going to talk about these verses, and I just write out the little thing. No, we started out really big, and then we dropped stuff, we added stuff, we rearranged the order of stuff. It took work. That's what I mean. It took work to carve out the points that we both felt we were gaining through this scripture, through these verses, and to make them make sense in a way that we both understood them and that we could explain it to other people. And so it did give me a better appreciation of what they do on Sundays when they were getting up there, and it looked so easy and simple. Like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. They came up with these 3 points. They got like this. It's not quite that simple. And just wrestling with, Lord, please let us be in alignment with what you are having us to say.
Right. Yeah. I was mortified to say anything that was wrong.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was, it was a thing that Rob had already talked about probably a million times. And it was interesting that Nate and I didn't go by what he had done already. I really felt, and I think Nate agreed with me, that we wanted the God to talk to us. We're in different places in our life than Rob is. We are different from each other. So it was a really raw, like moment of being open to whatever God wanted to reveal to us specifically to bring that message to the congregation.
Right. Yeah. I think one of the things we talked about was, what we wanted to teach about or how we wanted to teach. And I think one of the things that came up was like, how some pastors just kind of like, go off the dome on Sunday morning. It's just like,
yeah.
I guess filled with the Holy Spirit in that way. And that's not us.
I was like, no.
But I definitely felt filled with and led by the Spirit in the studying and putting together a teaching.
In the preparation of it. Yeah.
In the preparation.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It was great. Now on this side. I'm like, it was a great experience.
Yeah.
Now that it's over. But
would you do it again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will. I really did enjoy it. I really did enjoy working with you in a different way. And yeah. I really appreciated that they trusted us with it, because I did feel like that was a trust moment.
Right. We could have said some wild stuff. Yeah.
And when we got the first read through with Janelle, and she was like, I really she liked it. And then she sent it to Rob and he liked it. And they had some fleshing it out parts, but it wasn't anything like, you guys are so off track. Like, this is I wouldn't know. No, it was like, oh my gosh. It's like, we're doing it.
Yeah.
We're doing the thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, me too. After the fact.
I was exhausted that afternoon though. It was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I think I had, that day was crazy because we were teaching. It was Father's Day. It was,
your family was here?
Yeah, my family was here. So we went to lunch afterwards. And after lunch, I was just like, okay, I'm out.
And then you had
I'm asleep. And then I had the life skills that week. Yeah. It was a busy time.
Really busy.
So then Janelle made me take the next week off. So I took the week off, and I didn't have to show up
on Sunday.
The Sunday after. But I did because it's just habit or whatever. But it was so cool to participate in a church service. I haven't done that in a long time. I'm usually doing something, working with the youth or whatever else, but just showing up and sitting down, participating in the worship and receiving the teaching and everything. It was really cool.
Yeah, I think it's important to have times where you're not serving and you're being served.
Yeah,
you need that refreshing
for sure.
Yeah.
All right, well, we should end it there.
Awesome. We've been busy.
Yeah,
it's been great.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Nate.
Cool. Thank you. We would love for you to be a part of the conversation. If you have anything you would like to add or share, you can leave us a comment or email at egcfpodcast@gmail.com. Thank you so much for listening.